Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Urban Forestry Committee meeting. It is December 19th, 2024 at 4:37 p.m. My name is Tori Antonino. I'm one of the co-chairs, and I would like for everyone who's here to introduce themselves. Starting with alphabetical by first name.
Does that make me first?
Calla.
Hi everyone, my name is Calla Taylor. I'm a student at Somerville High School, so I'm the youth member of the Urban Forestry Committee.
Excellent. Who do we got? Dorothy?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dorothy Supit. I am a member of the Urban Forestry Committee and a tree enthusiast.
I think L comes before M. Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Leigh Grossman. I'm a landscape architect and one of the co-chairs of the committee.
Hi, I'm Marion Davis, and I'm a member of the committee.
Hi, my name is Michael Hendricks. I'm a Somerville resident, member of the committee, work in carbon accounting, and also a tree enthusiast.
I think that makes me next. Rob, I'm an associate member, a resident of Cambridge, but I do some work at Portico Brewing in Somerville, and also, as a few others have said, a tree and ecology enthusiast.
Want me to go next, Tori? You go.
Yeah,
Do you want to
yes.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll be Victoria today.
Okay, great. I'm Vanessa Bukili, Senior Urban Forestry and Landscape Planner. Love all the trees, all the plants, really. And yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Vanessa. I'm Victoria Antonino, co-chair of the Urban Forestry Committee. And at this time, since we pride ourselves on being a committee that people in our audience can participate in, for anyone who would like to be promoted to a panelist, we welcome that. No pressure, but if you'd like to turn your cameras off and say hello, or not have your cameras on and just introduce yourselves, you're welcome. You're also welcome to be a fly on the wall and listening. All right.
As of now, we have no attendees.
Okay.
Just close to the end of the year. People are busy,
Yeah.
but I'll keep an eye on them.
Okay, we're still very proud of our commitment to participation. Okay, so Vanessa, I know I mentioned a housekeeping, but you go first on any housekeeping items you might have.
Sure. First, Dorothy, I think it was your turn to take notes today, but it sounds like maybe you're not in a good place for that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
It's not a good time. I'm happy to switch with anybody, and I apologize.
Okay. Unless anyone wants to volunteer, I can do it today. And then I can do a quick update on our committee vacancies. My update is that I have no update. I have not scheduled interviews yet or finished looking at the applications. Just a lot of other deadlines have been keeping me busy, but I'm going to reach out to all the applicants tomorrow before I go on vacation to let them know that this is what's happening and that, we still want them to be involved, and I will get things scheduled in January.
Well, thank you for that and your commitment and not leaving people hanging. And yes, as I said, take care of yourself and get what you need to get done. A bit of housekeeping that I have, and I don't know if this went out to all of us. I think so in the committee. It's a letter from Katiana Ballantyne regarding sort of a new type of reappointments, a new reappointment process for commissions, committees, and boards. Did everyone get that?
I got that. Yeah.
You got that. So basically, what it says is that in the mayor's commitment to transparency and inclusion, there's going to be a new appointment process, meaning that if you've served, let me get this right, if you've served 2 or more terms, you can still continue to be part of a committee, but you need to reapply. And preference is going to be given to people who haven't yet served. And personally, I think this is awesome because every time we have an opening, we get how many applicants? Like maybe 6 or 7 applicants per open seat. And, you know, we're not a board that, or commission or committee that makes any decisions that, you know, decide someone's fate on whether they can build something or not or pass laws. But we do our memos, and I think we're a very productive committee. So I think this, I mean, for me, this is, I'll just read. So if you have served less than 2 full terms, you will be asked to indicate your interest in continuing to serve and may be reappointed at the discretion of the mayor. If you have already served 2 full appointed terms, a future call for applications will be advertised to the community and all will be welcome to apply, including you. You are welcome to submit an application for consideration, and while your application will be considered with the others, attention will be given to new applicants. Our goal is to share access to the community, to opportunity to participate, to allow all community voices to be heard and ensure an ever-evolving, inclusive, and board representation that reflects our community. So I give it the thumbs up. I have a feeling that not everyone's going to be okay about this. I don't know what that means for the planning board. So I'd just like to open this up for discussion if people have feelings. And I don't know, Vanessa, do you know any, is it going to apply to the planning board? You know?
I think it does. I think it's applying to every committee and commission. I think they're not going to roll it out to all of the committees and commissions at once. So I'm not sure where they're going to start. It's alphabetical. They won't get to us for a while, but I don't really know. We'll find out more, I think, in January. I don't know if the letter said when they'll start.
Yeah, I think it's take effect in January with staggered rollout.
Mm-hmm.
And since you mentioned, Tori, it says fully appointed or whatnot. I feel like we haven't had reappointments, like official ones, for a long time. So I wonder if it counts if you're just like still, if you haven't been officially reappointed.
That's a great question.
Yeah, because could you remind us on what our full terms 3
I think they're all
years?
3 years. The youth
That's what I
positions
recall.
maybe 2, but
Mhm.
I think three definitely for everyone else in youth. I'll have to check. But I don't think we've reappointed anyone. If anyone would have, it would be you, Tori, because you've been here the longest. Do you recall a reappointment? I don't think so. I remember asking you about it because I thought we would, but then they're like, hold off, we're just appointing people right now.
Yeah, I don't remember. I want to say yes, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
How long have we been a committee? When did we first meet? Was it a May?
I'm gonna say 2019. I feel like everything happened in 2019.
That sounds about right to me. Yeah. Well, I anticipate if depending on when I serve my term, I think it'd be ready for like me to step down, because I feel like, you know, at a certain point, like when new voices come in, like Allie and Marion and Michael, it's like, and Dorothy, it's like this new wave of energy. And it's like prevents, like, I'm like, oh gosh, am I getting stagnant? And so I anticipate at some point, maybe if we can figure out when 6 years would be from the first time we met, I think that'd be I'd feel well-rounded in that, but I'm just really, I think this could have a very interesting impact, you know, especially for those, the ZBA, the planning board, where you really do have a position of power, and you might have that for, you know, something, I don't want to say it's a lifetime position, but it can be an extended position for many. So thumbs up for me on my part. Any other thoughts or questions on this item?
I was having similar thoughts. I think I've been on the committee just over one term. I think I've been around for like 4-ish, maybe a little less. But it made me realize we need to do a better job of bringing, like, I think once we solidify our sort of onboarding process, because I feel like it takes almost a year to like understand what we do and understand all the ways that we can have impact. And if that becomes, you know, a third of someone's experience, I think we're going to spend more time trying to get people up to speed than we are actually doing stuff. And so I want to take, yeah, I want, you know, I think as co-chairs, we should really, and as the committee, really figure out what that looks like and figure out how to make that, you know, 1 or 2 meetings, you get the gist of what we do and you can jump in and start feeling like you're contributing. And I don't want the like onus of onboarding to make it feel like you can't do anything until you're like in. So I agree. I think this is a great way to get new ideas and new voices in the room. And I think figuring out how to do that in a way that feels more accessible to folks will be great.
Okay, Michael, I see your hand.
Yeah, I agree with everything Leia said, and I've done like onboarding programs for work, and we're such a small group where next time, like whatever the timing, and apologies, I haven't been paying close attention enough to know when the new folks will roll on, but I would be happy to, like some of y'all have already told me the key information, like put together a draft, like a packet, and even meet with a new member. And like I know I was able to get coffee with some of y'all, and learned a lot that way. So I don't know that we need like an onboarding like subcommittee or something, but I would be happy to talk to folks, put together like you already have, I think, a lot of the resources, and just be able to sit down with somebody in person, and would be happy to help support that, because I definitely agree that cutting down the time to where people feel like they can understand, participate, and then start proposing and bringing whatever their own experience they want to contribute to this is really important. So yeah, happy to help as the new folks get closer to them rolling on.
Thank you, Michael, for that and for offering. And I was thinking, you know, because of Dorothy, we have sort of this working document of who are we? What do we do? What's our purpose? And you know, what's the process of interviewing, and all those good questions. And maybe we can get to some more of that document today. Okay. All right. Do we have anybody in the audience yet, Vanessa? Any good people?
No people, just us.
Just us. All right. Well, we're going to go to resident concerns, and Rob will include you. Any updates in Cambridge, or, you know. Okay.
This may be a first. No resident concerns.
Resident concerned.
I
I won't
feel like
have it.
had one,
Somebody.
but I'm trying to remember what it was.
I'm gonna I think, gosh, a few meetings ago, I highlighted a tree on Warren Ave, and the branch isn't going into the sidewalk or into the street. It's like parallel with the sidewalk, and the person who lives in the house has asked me a couple times about it, and I don't know if that's just me sending something to trees or 311. What's the best way to? I can-
Is it like an assessment or like a pruning?
It'd
Oh,
be
it's
like a
good.
pruning
A
of a
pruning.
branch.
And I forget if it was a big tree or a little tree.
It's
Doesn't really matter.
let's see. I think you would call it. No, I think it's a medium size.
Yeah, okay, so not a newly planted one.
No, not at
Yeah,
all. It's
okay.
uh it is, I'm just looking. It is at 20 28 26 28 Warren Ave.
I can look it up or when we move on, but yeah, generally if it needs some pruning, a 3-on-1's the best way to do it. And
Okay.
then Breck will categorize it either as a minor tree pruning, or if it's bigger, then it would need a little more work. But it sounds like probably it's something he would assign to the tree crew.
Yeah, I think it's pretty, it's a lower branch. It's probably not even maybe 5 inches in diameter. So,
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
3-on-1's the best
3-on-1.
bet.
Yeah, so that's one thought. All right. I'll say, there is, and Calla, you might know, I don't know if you're in the National Honor Society, but I've been kind of linking up with Groundwork Somerville to talk about, okay, so they got a grant also from, and Vanessa, you've been working with them, right, on their grant, and I've been talking with them about potential ways we could use the money, but that's not my point. But I should link up with you, Vanessa, soon about that. My point is hanging out with Groundwork, and they hooked me up with somebody named
Is it Kirby?
is that Kirby? So this is a National Honor Society project with
Okay.
Isabella. Does Isabella?
Oh, Isabella Membreno Gomez.
Yes.
Yeah, I know her.
Is that a student?
Yes.
It is. Okay. So Isabella reached out and she wants to do a cleanup date on the 16th for the pollinator gardens around the high school. And so before we
Awesome.
do anything, Vanessa, I'm gonna link peace off in. But I'm glad she reached out because I'm like, there's a whole bunch of different ways for clean up. Hi, Allie. Hi. You know, like I'm like, wait, like, yes, I want to participate, but let's talk about what cleanup is. And cleanup, of course, is not raking leaves or cutting things down, or so I'm connecting with her on that. And are you part of do you want in on that?
Yeah.
Eva?
I'm actually the secretary of the National Honor Society. And we have like these subcommittees that are doing different service projects, and I think this is one of them. I haven't been super involved with that subcommittee, but I think it would be organized for the whole, like everyone who's in the honor society. And if you have any like questions, you can also like totally come to me, and I can talk to Isa as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to have you as my witness right now and say, I did get back to Isa and sort of said like, excellent, this sounds great. What a great opportunity to teach about like ecological gardening techniques. So, I look forward to connecting with it, talk about it further with her. And I don't know if that's going to be a date that's going to be too early, but I figured we could, one lovely thing about invasive plants is that they seem to leaf out a lot earlier. So, there's a bunch of things that we can start to, even if it's like hairy bittercress or something like that, that we can pluck. Or I know a lot of where the Scotch thistle is, but there will be no raking, no, not too much disturbance, no. So anyway, want that on your radar and look forward to talking with the National Honor Society about that. On
Or
that note,
you said the 16th of next month?
April, sorry.
Oh, April. Okay,
April.
great.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I imagine that we'd also be pretty flexible with the dates as well.
Okay. And is there anything, Calla, that you're doing that we could support you on? Do you have a project?
Actually, in my role, I'm like helping with I'm helping lead some of the other subcommittees, but they're less related to like environmental stuff. But I'm happy to help with this project as well.
Okay. Thank you, Calla.
Yeah, of course.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'm excited about this.
Can I just give a little associated shout out? I forget if I
Yeah.
said this last month, but the community garden, Avon Street Community Garden, we did a cleanup at the end of October. And I was like, y'all, we're not going to do a mow and blow cleanup. We cleared the paths and we put all the leaves into the planting beds and we built a little like fallen twig fence. It was very ramshackle, but it was cute and everyone got really excited about it. And then folks got very excited about making sculpture with the fallen branches so that we didn't send them all to the landfill. So it was a very wholesome. We drank cider and ate apples and everyone was really excited. So if you need an example.
That's so awesome, Leia, because it can be just as satisfying, right? You get to like,
Yeah, you get to
I'm
come
gonna play with,
together and
yeah,
yeah.
play with sticks instead
Yep.
of throwing them out.
And then there's like a corner that's just like junk and debris, and we like started clearing out just like piles of bricks and extending planting beds and all sorts of stuff. And we really hacked back at a lilac tree,
Oh,
a shrub.
yes, yeah. At some point, well, no, I won't.
At some point it might go away and
At
it
some
might be
point it
replaced
might
by
go-
something else.
I don't know if they're ever going to get on the invasive list, but they can take over. And no, I'm not coming for anyone's lilacs. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying, but there's a area where I've seen areas that are completely taken over. Of course, it's beautiful, it smells good, yada, yada. All right, any other resident concerns? Okay, moving right along, updates from the city. That's you, city tree removals. What do you got for us?
Sorry, I was typing and not realizing it's me. I don't think there's been any more city tree removals since last time. There was a windy, rainy storm last week, but we didn't lose any trees.
Oh, wow.
Just the top of a tree, but not a whole tree. Can't remember any other removals happening anytime soon, so that's a pass. I can open up the private tree removal spreadsheet. Let's see. I'll share. Share. Yes. Share. Okay. Are you seeing the spreadsheet? Yes, great. Okay. So
Oh, it
this
disappeared
is...
now.
Oh, did it?
For me anyway.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't do anything
I can
different.
still see it.
I
I
can
still see it.
too.
Oh, sorry. It put it in a
Maybe it's
tab.
your
That's on
setting.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Good. Phew. Okay, let's go to UFC not informed filter. No. Or any blank. Okay. Some recent exemptions. 5 Cottage Avenue has a tree of heaven. 80 Highland Avenue, Norway maple. And 8 Porter Avenue, another Norway maple. They both seem hazardous too. So just a few new exemptions. Let's
Okay, so
switch
is
over.
it too
Oh,
late to share the Tree of Heaven guidance with Cottage Ave?
I
Not at
don't-
all. Though that tree
Because
isn't
they
going
shouldn't be
anywhere.
cutting it down now. But if they do, I think you're supposed to
Yeah.
cut it and apply something right away. And
Maybe I can put
maybe
draft
they
on
already
it.
cut it down. I
As-
don't know,
yeah.
but
I don't know. They may have or may not have. If we don't approve the document as is, I can potentially put like draft on it and share it with them. If we approve it today, I could share the version that we have. So yes,
Yes.
that'll be good to get in Malik's hands and he can put it there. He can send it to everyone who has a Tree of Heaven. Okay. Shall we move on to permit applications? Sorry, there's things in my way. I can't move things. Okay. Let's see. Non-informed ones that are issued. Maybe none. Okay. These are pending, withdrawn, pending, issued. Okay. 107 Belmont was issued a permit for sycamore maple. So we probably didn't need a permit. Malik is filling it out as we are watching, filling it out live.
Hi, Malik.
So there's more stuff. I don't know if you can see us, but yeah. Anywho, there's some coming, and I know there's been a few cases recently that were issued and they couldn't replant enough on their properties. So we've been getting some money this year, right at the end here. There's 106 Broadway. I think he just issued that yesterday. So he probably just hasn't updated the sheet. So that we're getting some money. They saved a few trees and are planting a few, but not enough for what they were moving. And there was another one that is sending us money too. Not showing up here. So we might have a bigger update next time. Any questions on what I've shared? Okay.
A quick question. The Broadway, is
Yeah.
that like a, is that going to be like an MR?
It's
Like a
it's
larger development?
NR.
Oh,
They
so-
are subdividing the property. It was 106 Broadway, 1006, and now
Oh.
it's going to be 4 different addresses. There's a lot split. So each of the 4 lots is going to have a 2 or 3 family on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll want to plant even more.
Yeah, they're planting a lot
Okay.
for what they're doing. And they're mostly very, very narrow columnar trees. So we're trying to figure out how to, at least for green score purposes, change that, because they're like some weird sugar maple cultivar I've never heard of, but it's like 2 feet wide. Like that's not giving you a lot of ecosystem service benefits. So we're trying to close that loophole a little bit. But vegetation, yes, not a lot of like good tree cover though.
I wonder if like a gray birch is a good sort of candidate for, okay, people don't want to have sort of like, huge crown. They kind of go, they're kind of like, I mean, not totally tall and narrow, but yellow
Yeah.
birch or gray birch, just no more stinking river birch. Done with that tree. No offense to river birches, it's just, it's just been a darling of in the landscape industry. And we have we can do one better. Anyway, that might be a candidate.
Yeah, I mean, these people are doing like the 5 feet wide columnars at maturity because then they can pack more in for
Okay.
spacing and put them closer to houses and driveways and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're getting credit for a large tree in the green score credits, and they should not be getting
should not.
large tree credit. That's the loophole we're trying to close. They can get small tree credit. They're just
Oh, you're
found
good,
a
Vanessa.
loophole.
You're
Mhm,
very good.
mhm.
And I think last time I checked, I think Dan Bartman is down with reworking the green score this year. It's sort of on the radar of certain city councilors too. Like, okay, it's just getting a lot of permeable pavement. I mean, maybe it's just increasing the number. So anyway, that's on people's radar. Oh, and the other, let's get back to that catalpa is, was that from, did that get permitted?
Did you just see that on the list?
I saw
Let
it on
me
the list and
reshare.
it looked
Okay.
like,
There's one that's 196 Powder House that was issued. Let me reshare. Sorry.
no.
Oh, click. Okay. Is it this one that you were talking about? It's near 106.
Proposed removal for a 23-inch catalpa. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I didn't see that. Yes, it was issued recently. And so a Res X means they have a residential exemption, so they're homeowner occupied, so that property does not have to replant or pay mitigation restitution.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know the power that we have in those instances. So does Malik have communication with those residents when that happens?
Yeah,
I say that I'm wondering if he might like want to share our suggestions for trees, or then share with them like the pollinator action plan to be like, every space matters, and now that you have space, you're not required, but please be inspired, something along those lines.
yeah, absolutely. I think he could do a follow-up when he
Yeah.
issues the permit. With a link to some cool documents. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Invite them to the meeting. Okay, okay, private tree permits, exemptions, any? Oh, what's that on Albion?
That is pending. We're not sure yet. It's not a good application yet, so we'll follow back up about
Okay.
that one if there's more information.
And for the affordable housing, of course, I support affordable housing, but the people need trees. Those people need trees too. Is there going to be a replant for, I mean, those people who are going to be living in that particular 33 Cross?
I don't know. I don't remember any of these details. I don't look at all the tree permits.
Sure.
I really don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
3 Cross. I'm trying to figure out. This is like around the corner from my house.
Do you think it's a community land trust? I can't think
I
off the
can't
top of my
remember.
head.
I thought there's only 2 community land trust properties.
One on Summer.
And the really new one, I think, is going to be on Pleasant Ave.
Oh, really? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. That's so awesome. Okay, well, maybe we can circle back at the next meeting or
33 Cross looks like it's the Edgerly Education Center.
is that property being repurposed?
No,
Hmm.
maybe it's Cross Street East instead.
Would that make it? Let me see. That house, look, yeah, that looks like a property, although I don't see a lot of trees on it from the street view, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, Edgerly Education.
Yeah, so 33 Cross Street. Oh, wait, that's 15, it says. I don't know if there is even a 33. I don't know if they go that far.
Yeah, 33 Cross Street E. 6-bedroom, 3-bath, multifamily. 1.2 million sold in 2016. I'm just looking at Zillow. I didn't look to see and
Oh, so yeah, so is it
Yeah.
the corner house? It looks like it could be
It's
the corner
east,
house.
yeah.
Is it the corner house at Pennsylvania Avenue? I can't quite tell. I'm like having a hard time with Google. Yeah, it looks like a big house. I don't see where all these trees could be, but maybe they're on the inside. How many trees are they looking to get rid of? Oh, it says, oh, okay.
An 11-inch cherry tree. I
Oh,
believe.
11-inch. Okay, that makes. I thought you were.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where you could fit 11
I
cherry
also
trees.
read it as
Oh.
like 11
11
trees.
cherry trees. Yeah, it could be.
I
Yep.
want 11 cherry trees.
Yeah.
It is Cross Street East, looking at my emails. So
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
that matters.
yeah.
As a resident of Cross Street Place, yes, it does.
There is a big, this is near you and Edgerly. I don't know if it's in here yet, but 16 Bon Air, right next to Edgerly. They are removing the huge beech tree in the back of their property.
Oh,
Yeah, they can't keep it, like they're building where it's gonna impact the tree.
Is this
too much.
is this the house that had the unfortunate incident?
Yes.
ooh,
Do you guys
This
know
is-
about this?
No, this isn't the one on Columbus and Bonner, Bonner. They have a giant beech
No.
tree.
No,
Okay.
no, but
No,
Bon Air,
Bon
there was a
Air.
house that was being renovated, and I don't know exactly what happened, but they had to do a total demo. Right now, it looks like a swimming pool.
oh no.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean,
We all got I don't know why, but we all had to get like certified mail notifications about this having happened, but yeah.
so these are probably new people developing it because it's not owner occupied,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Beaches are looking like they're going the way of the chestnut. I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
What are the main causes?
I think it's a nematode, the
Yeah.
beach
Yeah, there's
leaf blight.
beech leaf disease. And
Oh.
previously there was beech bark disease, but
Is that
Like
happening in urban beaches as well? Because I know that it's happening in some forests, but I didn't know if it was.
yeah.
Yeah, we found it on the 2 beech trees in front of the Somerville Library. So
Oh,
we
wow.
treated, we
New
were trying,
ones,
there's not,
Oh, no.
they're old.
the old ones.
And I think we saw it in the Hoyt Sullivan beech tree too. So we're like
no.
trying to increase their vigor, but there's no like
There's no
proven
cure.
cure, but keeping the trees healthy is the best way to help them. So sucks.
I know that Cambridge has expressed some concern as well with its beech trees, and yeah, they're trying to figure out what, if anything, can be done at this point. It makes me wonder though, is there any way to address something along these lines where there is a particular tree species that is in some real danger and duress in terms of somehow making the tree ordinance even stricter in this kind of a case where it could extinct isn't the right word, but from the community or something. I mean, I don't know, just a thought. I'm just thinking out loud.
Like in terms of protecting them, or
Yeah, would there be a way to say that, well, I mean, I don't know enough about all of the
I mean,
ordinances and property laws, but
we can. I know other ordinances have like maybe different verbiage, but something like significant trees and extra special significant trees, which can be deemed by whatever the council, I guess, decides, the lawmakers, but with, some advice, like in some other places, it's the size of the tree, like medium-sized mature trees are significant and extra special ones are the, 30 inches and bigger or whatever, something like really big. And there's more mitigation costs associated with the extra special ones or more stringent requirements. So it could be, but also just thinking like beech leaf disease, you can't like stop a nematode from killing the tree. And if you want to save them, there's no real good way to do it except to try some stuff that costs money that may not work. So I'm not sure that making those the extra special trees would make sense. There also aren't that many around. And they're really sensitive. Beech trees are very sensitive to people messing with their roots. So when you do construction around a beech tree, it's most likely not going to live.
Yeah, it's a very sad.
Yeah, thanks for that suggestion, Rob.
yeah, I mean, it's just a bummer because I don't know, maybe there's a way in the ordinance or in some other fashion to somehow emphasize the significant ecological value of these quote unquote mother trees, because they are very much more valuable, I think, arguably, than young trees. Not that we don't want them all to be considered valuable, but I would guess that maybe the general population has no idea of the significance of, 100-year-old tree of that size and magnitude. So
Well, there's a calculator, the Arbor Day calculator, and you can use it to calculate the carbon capture, the water capture, etc.
yeah,
So you just do like a scroll down of the type of the tree, say beech, and you say how big it is. And then it can quantify it a little bit more
I
in
guess
terms
how,
of like value that people might recognize, like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I
that's what
really don't want my property to flood, so I didn't know that that tree was so important
right, how to
during
get that
rainfall.
message out then, I guess, how to get that message out to the general public, especially the potential yard owner whose tree it is. Yeah, I don't have any suggestions right now, but it's just something longer term to think about, I guess.
I mean, I don't know when the next tree preservation ordinance, discussion is going to happen. If it's going to happen, I don't know if Mr. Dwan is still working on, if that's still in the works to revise that?
What's the next step for that?
It's a great
So
question.
the UFC recommendations we decided on, and then we were tweaking some internal recommendations as well. The mayor's office suggested we do everything all at once. So we were working on that, and then I got busy and it just got back burnered. But we just have to make sure that the things we put in, like doing some permitting and notifications on permits, make sense with the way that the permits work in other departments. So we have just another internal meeting across departments to figure out some details. And then we're hoping to submit it to the council early next year.
Thanks for all your work on that. It's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I mean, I don't
Okay.
know if there's I don't want to take up time, but I don't know if there's precedent for, I don't know, significant and or threatened trees. Of course, if there's an infection in a beech tree, we're not saying try to save your tree.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point here is right, if it's a healthy tree and as you say, significant and threatened, it just, I don't know, maybe this is just like maybe it's a letter to the editor to just, if nothing else, draw attention to an issue like this for other people. Maybe it's something I should just take on as a little mini sort of project myself to think about. Because I don't know, it might be kind of fun actually to put down on paper the significant value of trees, especially of the ones we're talking about now, without naming any specific tree locations or anything.
Well, Rob, if you work on that and would like it to be memorialized, oh, okay. Anyway,
So is this similar to the list of, like, our list of big trees?
Well, I'd like to
I'm
take the
trying to
list of big
remember.
trees and then you'd have to actually do the calculations. Unfortunately, it's like very manual. You'd have to literally look every single one up, but it's doable. I could try to get
Pretty
my kids to do
awesome.
it over the break.
Yeah, I was going to say, pretty awesome project maybe for a high school kid or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You could use the Tree Keeper app to narrow it down. I think there is a way to like download the inventory, or I think you can search the inventory. Have you dug into that?
Well, I can't download it, or like the public can't, so only Vanessa can, but I think we were waiting for the updated
update.
inventory, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't know if that's done yet.
No.
My understanding is once it is, it's easy to download and it will have more
Mhm.
data points for the public trees.
Yes. It's not done yet, unfortunately, but any day now, there'll be a draft. There's still some more processing to do. It's just very technical since it's the smart inventory and not just people in the field. There's all this, like, we got the trees scanned in July, but it's taken this long for them to do all the data processing behind the scenes. And there's some like data cleaning steps that still need to happen after we get the full data delivery. So out to the public, maybe another month or maybe February. So if you, in the meantime, Allie and Michael, if you want what we have now, I can easily download the existing inventory, but otherwise, I'll let you know when we have it.
I feel like we keep waiting because it's like, why do all the work and then a month
Yeah.
later get a better set of data? That'd be a lot to redo.
Yep.
Thanks for
I know that the
offering.
Mothers Out Front in Newton was trying to make people aware that they can calculate the value of their own tree in their own yard. So it's a way of like pushing it out to the public a little bit rather than just doing it for big trees or something. And And so they had like a nice
1,000
little,
maybe?
you could print out a piece of paper that then showed all the different values, like how much energy savings and carbon savings and water capture. But I don't know if the Mothers Out Front in Somerville is doing that project.
Maybe like at our next outreach event, we could like have a computer or some way for people like kind of like as like not a game but like an activity to be like, oh, like test out like how much carbon your tree is sequestering or something.
That's a
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool idea. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be interactive. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We might need like an iPad or something that's connected to the internet.
Vanessa, do you know, it sounds like because this is like a fancier, better thing, even if you did provide us an inventory of what you have, that's probably formatting wise and like file wise, that's probably going to be really different than what you're going to get in January and February. Is that right?
No, I get what I have now and at more
Oh,
fancy
nice.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll still be able to download like a spreadsheet with size, species, location, stuff
Oh,
like that, and
sweet.
more.
I don't
And-
feel the need to get it early. I don't know about you, Allie.
No, I agree. I mean, I think the data that it has right now is diameter or circumference. I forget which one, but
Diameter.
same. But it didn't have the height or the canopy, which this digital inventory, I assume would. So
Yeah, that's true. It does. Yeah.
all three of those data points make a big difference.
And I'm sorry, I stole the screen. I just wanted to bring, this is a project we did back in 2021, a collaboration between this group recognizing our oldest trees. And we created a banner that I think I've shown previously, but we also had folks nominate trees with this form and basically just being like, tell us which trees you think are remarkable. And it was more, I'm trying to think of the opposite of technical. It was more cultural, and about, you know, your relationship with these trees. But we did make this map. So this could be something we start, like this could be a starting point, because these are all trees that were sort of flagged as being remarkable trees for one reason or another. And I think they were automatically like updated when you submitted something on the Google form. It goes to this map. So I'm not sure if this is something that can be built on or just like an interesting tidbit that we can learn from. But just
So are you
wanted to
still
offer
collecting
that.
data on this?
I don't, that's a great question. It's still live. We had the banner around, we brought it around different parks for like a year or two, and then we've included it in our outreach materials to have on our table because it's like beautiful pictures of trees, which is lovely. And I mean, it's super buried on our website, so I don't think people would be able like finding this from time to time. But if you wanted to reinvigorate it, the thought was put into the sort of survey, and then we did the translation into 4 languages.
So one thing that jumps out to me that's really cool about this is that it gives an opportunity to connect those two theoretically different, but not so much different attachments to trees, right? Just whatever the cultural or personal connection, but then also recognizing at the same time all of these potentially unknown ecological and even practical advantages of the carbon sequestration, the mitigation of water and or erosion for soil and all the life, like the habitat for all the wildlife, etc. It's really a pretty neat combination there, I think. Is this root group, is that like an active group that's still around, or what was or is that?
It was a collaboration between a few of us on urban forestry and then a few artists, mainly photographers. So that was a lot of people who did outreach to get folks to submit photos for the banner. And so that is, I would say, not active anymore, but still a group that we could reach out to if we do a reinvigoration of this project. I'm sure those folks would still be interested in spreading the word. Yeah, so the survey is still live and it's owned by the UFC Gmail account. So we have all of the data. Yeah, we only got like 8 responses, but it's a start.
Yeah, and a lot of this is all about the PR. Like again, if there was a cool paper or story about it, you might get 8 more within a few weeks or something. Does
Yeah.
anybody just talking out loud? I'll stop in a minute. I wonder what, if anything, Cambridge is doing in this area, and or if it would be kind of interesting or fun to, even if it's informal, sort of share or collaborate with this idea there as well. I mean, just a sort of a synergy sort of idea, right?
Yeah, we should definitely put that. I think at the last meeting, I suggested doing some sort of like annual Camberville tree symposium. And I think that could be a great topic
That'd be really neat, yeah.
for that. And I'll add that to my future list. Great.
Gosh, we have a Friends of the Somerville Forest page. Or not we. I don't know who started that. 13 members. This is a Facebook. Sorry, I'm distracted. Oh, that's Sumfuff. That's when the Beacon Street trees came down. And Sumfuff is Somerville Friends of the Urban Forest. Came about, and I think that was a Dewan thing. Okay. Let's see. Anything more on all the things what are we talking about? Tree removals. Okay. Oh, I just want to give a moment. Allie, would you like to introduce yourself and say hi? And
Hi, I'm an associate member of the committee, advocate for trees.
so I don't know if I can get off topic, but we were talking about so before you came, Allie, we were talking about housekeeping and how the appointments and reappointment process of committees and commissions are going to be changing in the new year. And people have to reapply if you've served more than 2 terms. And my point in saying this is, I wonder if our structure of having associate members is something that other committees might want to adopt. I'm not talking about those like the planning board or the zoning board of appeals, not like people who have power to make decisions and, change laws or permit developments, but I bet a lot of people on the Conservation Commission might be like, yeah, I'd want to be an associate member. Anyway, that was my thought. Okay, fall tree planting. How's that going, Vanessa?
Good, we finished. Last Friday was the last trees went in, so we did get all 168 trees planted with the contractor plus 12 with city staff. So 180 total for the season. And yeah, things are looking good. I'm still checking them all, but so far so good.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I thought, we're so late, but I just saw someone planting in Medford yesterday, so not last.
Nope, Rob's still planting. I believe.
Yeah, I wrapped up late last week.
Okay.
My tree is a little bit smaller than the ones that Vanessa's crews have been planting, though.
That's true.
Did you get some
Uh,
pawpaws?
I do have some in my refrigerator, but I'm letting them do whatever they're supposed to do over winter or something for several months, and then I'll give them a shot probably in the spring.
Hey, any
Um,
questions?
uh, okay, I do. So with the urban, there's a few groups that are getting a tree grant. So for, I don't know what my question is. So in the next 3 years, let's say groundwork gets some money, and I think Myra's getting some money. Are you guys sharing a grant that will so say, let's say 180 trees get planted next spring. Will there be fewer trees planted? Will there be more trees in general? I guess that's my question. Will there be more trees planted yearly with the grants that are coming online?
There definitely will be more trees planted when you include the private property. I'm butting up against my capacity. So with the public trees that Mystic River Watershed Association has a grant for, and Groundwork Somerville also has a grant, I may like plant less
Yep.
outside of those, but the
Mhm.
total planted on public property will be at least the same, if not more.
Okay.
Ideally more. But generally money is not my challenge, it's time. But I'm excited that they're involved, and the more that I can, I guess, train people and hand stuff off. The training part takes a long time, but then the next time it's easier. So there is definitely potential to train people as I go so that we increase capacity in the long run. So maybe spring won't be more, but fall would be, potentially. Haven't figured all the ins and outs yet, but we'll still have a lot of trees going in.
Well, thank you, Vanessa, for your work at building capacity and all the work you do in general. Okay, moving on, we have ongoing work updates. Who do we got? Outreach. Is that you, Allie?
Collaborative.
Collaborative.
Does our, oh wait, no, the Tree of Heaven has its own, oh no. Yeah, it has its own agenda item.
Okay, okay.
So I think other outreach, we talked about doing a winter farmers market tabling. And I forget, I'm forgetting if I took on reaching out to the person.
You kind of said that Leah and Tori would
Mm-hmm.
Well,
figure it out, I think.
Somerville, right, because there's the community table.
Yeah, I think we were going to reach out to see if they still had any slots for this year.
Right.
So let me start. I will draft the email.
Okay. You're awesome.
Um,
That's double tasking.
And then the other things that we said we would do. So I think most of our other tabling is sort of on hold for the winter. And this is our time to bolster our materials. And I think we said we would have a little meeting probably in the new year to brainstorm other things we want to do with our tabling approach. So it sounds like next steps are seeing if we can do any winter ones and then getting ready for the spring and summer and fall. And then I started researching tablecloths. So I found a few companies. It seems like a tablecloth is going to be like $250, which seems nutty, but so I'm gonna spend a little bit more time working on a design and present something in January or February so that we can get it in time for our other tabling. And then I'm also working on the flow chart for the tree protection ordinance. Which is like kind of outreach. Yeah, did anyone else have outreach things they're working on? I think that was a good.
I just noticed that for the 2020, so this is for at the Winter Farmers Market at the, their webpage. The community booth is still available most Saturdays, February through April. We invite you to apply here.
Oh, heck yeah. Do you want to drop that link in the chat?
Yep, I do.
Sweet. Thank you for looking that up.
I will say, you guys gave me a nice list last time where I could publish about this MWR grant where you could get a tree in your yard, but then I didn't quite know an efficient way to follow up on all of them. So, like we suggested newsletters, but I don't know who owns particular newsletters. And the
Kylie,
counselors have their own newsletters.
I can like send things along. So if there's some sort
Okay.
of material, like here's a flyer or a blurb that I can send, then I can be the one to send it out.
Oh, okay. I can send you the blurb. Okay. Yes, I have a blurb ready to go. Okay. Then there's another one, the Somerville Parks Instagram. Who owns that?
Peace Up does, so my division. So
So
if
you
you
could
have a
also
cool
publish through
picture,
there.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
not good at Instagram, but I can send it to the people who are.
I could
Okay.
also
Then
help
there,
if you wanted, and I can also make sure that it gets cross-posted to the Somerville Garden Club page with Instagram, which is not technically about trees, but nobody ever cared. I post whatever I want in there.
okay. And then maybe I'll copy you when I send it then, Marion. Okay. Then the Somerville Urban Forestry Enthusiasts. Is that just your listserv when
Me.
you're saying a meeting is
Yeah.
happening? Okay. All right. So that's
all
you
me.
as well.
They're
Then
all
there's
me.
Facebook. I know there's like the Somerville, Massachusetts group. Is there another Facebook group that you feel
If
publishing
there's
something might be
something,
helpful?
there's like this City of Somerville Facebook page.
City of Somerville? Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
can
that
send
one.
it to the communications team if there's like a good blurb and an
Okay.
image, like
Okay,
to the city folks.
great. Okay, then there's, someone said WhatsApp. I'm too old. I don't really know what WhatsApp is. I'm not on WhatsApp. Anyone on WhatsApp?
We
I mean, I
Mhm.
think we had talked about doing like a WhatsApp like community thing. It's like a thing on WhatsApp where you can like people could sign up and then get like messages like every time there was like updates. I think we were gonna do it for the Adopt a Tree program, but then it maybe fizzled out. But
Yeah.
WhatsApp is pretty much like a text messaging app.
Yeah, it's not really a social media. It's more of like direct contact with people who you have contacts for already.
Okay, so that's
Some
probably not
people,
the best for this one at least.
Facebook
well,
would be great.
some people,
Instagram is great. Twitter is, I don't know what's on Twitter for Somerville stuff, but it'd be worth
Yeah.
considering.
Blue Sky
There-
has a very strong community now of
Guys,
Somerville
growing.
people.
Yeah, that'd be a
And
good idea.
yeah, and I'm active in it and fairly well followed, so happy to share stuff there.
Okay,
Chris Dwan is on there and
Mhm.
even more followed than me by a long shot, so by locals at least.
Okay. Reddit, I'm on and on Facebook, so I can share those. And
I just want to
Main
clarify.
Streets. Okay.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah, a lot of groups now will use WhatsApp. So if sometimes like advocacy groups will use like Slack. So I think if people are in a group that happens to use WhatsApp, that would be a good way to send it. But unless you're like a member of one of those groups, and I think that doesn't make sense for us. But just want to clarify in case someone's like, oh, I am in a group and that's what we use.
Yeah, but so yeah, so maybe if you could find somebody, I guess that's in one of those groups, that would make it worthwhile for sure then.
One idea, Ally, is if the blurb is shortish, I can submit it to the Somerville Office of Immigrant Affairs to get it translated, and some of their communities have the WhatsApp group, so they can translate the document and also share it with their communities. So
That would be
fun.
great, because I don't want to just go to English speaking
I can do
individuals.
I can do Spanish myself, but I can't do the others. Yeah, there's an East Somerville WhatsApp group, and then of course there's Padre Latinos, which I know the people too, but I'm not on the list. But either through the through there's Summer Viva or me, we're both connect. We both know how to get to them. Summer Viva is much more connected. And in both cases, you're dealing with a Costa Rican.
Ah, so that's the particular Spanish. Okay, and then the
Oh
final ones
no,
I
it
had
doesn't.
written
It's
down.
not that. It's not that. It's just is very fun. You never encounter Costa Ricans, but it just happens to be that a Costa Rican runs Summer Viva, and she like spotted me across a room one day just because she heard me. Like she was like, "Oh, I know my people."
Okay, the another one was Main Streets, Somerville Main Streets and Union Square Main Streets. Is anyone active on Main Streets?
I can get an email for the Main Streets board.
I've dealt with some of the Main Streets people. I mean, like, yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, you have the same numbers that I mean, like, there's a guy that I know is like the person I I've dealt with a woman and a guy, and the woman I think is the executive director, and the guy is the person who was dealing with all the McGrath stuff.
Okay. Well, I think we have a lot of leads. So what I'll do is I'll send Ness and Marion an email with a little blurb for now, and I'll summarize what we all came up with so that when we have more publications in the future, we're ready to go, and we know who can send what or whatnot.
I also put green and open in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a reach.
I can just reach out to Lee.
Lee, yep. Lee connects everybody. He knows everybody.
Well, yeah, Lee's already a part of the program actually. So,
Okay.
and when she has tabling events, she's advocating for this already. So
Okay.
we got her on board. But good for future things too.
Yeah.
Where we're sharing new stuff.
And when do you guys anticipate planting might start? And
We wanted to do one in the spring and one in the fall. And I mean, obviously you want to plant before it gets too hot.
Yep.
And I know like in Newton, we have to finalize our order list by January 15th. So we're kind of probably running up on a practical deadline, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We still have slots for sure. So if we could get people who are interested in the next few weeks, that would be great.
So
I think we ordered the fall trees like in September, which is fairly late. So I think some of the bare root trees say January, and like the longer into the season you wait, the less selection you have. But I think going later is gonna be okay too, Allie.
Okay.
And
Yeah, we'll see.
who's-
This is kind of like they're kind of getting it off the ground for the first time. So not everything's not quite like a well-oiled machine yet.
And who's your source? Who are you ordering from, or do you have?
Do you know where we're ordering from, Vanessa? I probably have this in my notes.
In the fall, they looked at like a bunch of different nurseries and got prices and stuff.
I see.
I think the bare root trees came from Schichtel's. Most bare root trees seem to. I don't know where they got my container trees. But I think for me going forward, we're gonna stick with bare root. They're just way easier to plant when we don't have the right equipment. So probably most of them will come from Schichtel's.
New England wetland they have pretty good trees. They're small.
Do
They're
they have
not
like
bare
1
root.
inch, 2 inch caliper?
Well, probably, maybe. Not, no. Actually, I don't think so. They're smaller. They're small.
Okay.
But they're not totally, they're not I think maybe some of them are like 3 or 4-year-old trees, so they're not huge. Although, yeah. They're not first-year saplings. But younger is better, as we know. And Allie, let me know if you need help when planting them. For people to like use, I don't know if you've thought about like having tree guards, like for bunnies, because they love woody
Yeah,
plants.
I would think that we would want them. I would think the program would provide for those.
Well,
Well, actually, you know what? I'm not sure if they would do tree guards or if what they're going to do is they're going to put 2 stakes and then put watering bags around it and have that almost serve as the protection for the trees. Maybe they were also going to put a tree guard.
I
I
don't
can
see a lot of
ask.
bunny damage on my trees, although they're not in a backyard.
oh, so the ones that are going in private property are going to be significant. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be.
They're gonna like similar, yeah, like
Oh, okay.
1.5, 2 inch calipers. So
Okay.
they won't be all munched.
Right.
And I really
Yes.
haven't seen bark damage or anything.
Yeah, I think once they get to a certain size, they're not as tasty. Okay, all right, good work, good people. What's next on the agenda? Sorry, I just lost everybody. Okay, outreach. Vanessa, I still have the bag. I might
That's
not
right.
get it to you until the new year. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna be out soon.
Okay.
Till
Okay.
the new year. So
All right, but I got it.
okay, great.
Poof. Resident concern, ongoing work updates, outreach, species selection and planting protocol.
Wait, do we have the Tree of Heaven document?
Did I just miss it? Oh, yeah. Is that?
B.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah. 4B.
4B. Okay. Yes. Outreach. Tree of Heaven. Okay. Did
Okay.
everyone receive it? Need, oh, there we go. Thank you, Leah. Allie, want to walk us through?
Yes, okay. So slide 1 and 2 you would have seen in the last meeting or prepping for the last meeting. And then slide 3 and 4 is kind of a more beautified version. So I think it took this and just made it look a little bit more professional. Took out
I did make a few
a few little changes. Like
yeah.
I think you slid the pictures of how fast it grows up to the front page.
Yep.
And you
And then
took
I
out the
took off the-
calendar because that's on the site. And we do very clearly say the timeline. in the tips.
Yeah, I thought the timeline for removal was more important than the timeline of the spotted lanternfly, and I didn't want folks to get, confused.
Yeah, that timeline was for the Tree of Heaven, but
Oh,
it's kind of a confusing chart. I think if you know what you're
maybe I
looking at,
can.
it's like really
Yeah.
helpful, but then when you first look at it, it kind of throws you off. So
All
I'm
right, let me
perfectly
see.
fine removing that.
Yeah. But this is like the summary, right? Is that
Yeah, yeah. And it
applying
says like it's really
between?
important to do it, in July
Mhm.
and before fall. So I think that's sufficient. Say it once. Oh, we added a disclaimer. I know we all talked about that. I think Vanessa took it through the legal department. They had no concerns because this is like common guidance. And I think also a little bit more about the Urban Forestry Committee, and the branding for that has been added as well.
Yeah, I added our
So no
logo.
significant changes to the content, really just making it look more like a professional document and aligning it to the Somerville Urban Forestry Committee. Oh, should that say the Somerville Urban Forestry Committee rather than just urban? At the very bottom of
Oh,
the
yeah.
page in the green strip.
And there's space, so good catch. I'm gonna change that in our master one. And then I couldn't fit our little trees at the bottom, but since this is removing trees, it felt like less critical. And there's lots of good graphics on here, so.
I think some of the text also did change. Allie, you just changed it before Leah changed it, but since our last meeting, like changing a little bit the wording of herbicide treatment as we discussed in the meeting. Like putting the PPE at the top. I think that was something we talked about last meeting, and doing more reference. I think this was since last meeting, just directly to the Penn State extension instead of trying to describe it here.
Yeah, I think we softened the language a little bit. Like instead of saying use herbicide, it was like herbicide is typically suggested when, so a couple of those changes too. I think I did it right after the meeting, so I kind of forget.
Nitpicky person advice.
Yes, please. Yes, yes. I welcome that.
Insert the grid. Like, actually, are you doing this all in Google Docs, or are you bringing it down into Word or something else to
No,
finish it
it's
up?
all
Right now
in
it's in
all
Google
in Google Slides.
Slides.
Oh, in Google
So you have a
Slides.
little more
Okay.
control.
It could still, yeah, because what I was gonna say is like in actual Microsoft products, you can, and I don't know if you can do it in Google. You probably can, but I'm not that. You can add the grid. You can, so it shows like it's on, you know, what do you call it? Little squares, whatever.
Graph paper?
Like graph paper, exactly. I speak English, I swear to God. And and then you can really clearly see the margins and everything, and then you can just make sure that everything bumps up to the same place and stuff like that. Just like the little things like that will make it.
Oh, you mean like the
Yeah.
circular picture might fall off the margin
Yeah, it is.
a little
It looks
further
like it's
over than the
hanging over
other
a little bit,
side.
and then on the other hand, like
Yeah.
like the black walnut picture does, like, and the little bar at the bottom, like it's just not all lined up, and like you want to make sure that everything on the right ends in the same spot and everything on
Yep.
the left ends on the same spot. And
You're catching my late night
oh,
errors. No, that's a
I
great. I'll take another pass at getting it all. And I feel like the Google slide, it like has a nice edge on the left, but it doesn't on the right, and you just can't see where the page ends. So yeah, I'll clean it up.
my
Good eye.
personal favorite thing to work on is actually Canva. I find Canva to be lovely for these things because it
Yeah,
gives you like all these guidance,
I
all
work
these
in Adobe
guidelines.
products like for everything else, so hacking it
Oh
on
yeah.
here is like a little
Sorry,
excited.
I have never used Canva. Is that available to the public or do you have to have a license?
Canva
Canva-
is free and so great.
Canva is free
Okay.
and available to the public, and then if you want, you pay, and then you get like more stuff, but the free version is fabulous.
Okay, maybe I will try that next time I'm doing some guidance.
Yeah.
Thanks for working with me in the Google suite.
Making it work.
If you want to, like, that's shared. Wait, is that shared with all of us?
Yes, you should all have access to this.
If you re-share it with me, just to be like Marion is forgetful, I could go in and play a little bit if you wanted, or create a copy and like just touch it a little bit up. I don't know if you want or not, because you don't need more cooks, but if you want, just enough. Because I will be coming off my insanely over busy period in the next few days, and then I might have like 30 minutes when I can do a little tinkering.
Well, it's not my call right now because I think professional touch-up is not my department.
Yeah,
Do
let
you
me
think
take
this is
another
at a
pass and
state
then you
where we
can.
could approve the content even if we were making a couple of these little tweaks?
Yeah, I think that's
Especially like,
reasonable.
we just had someone request removing this tree of heaven, so I'd love to get the guidance to them, even if
Hmm.
we're still touching this up.
So it's a 2-page document.
Yep.
Yeah, so page 3 and 4 will basically replace 1 and 2. I just kept it for reference. So this would be the first page and this would be the second page.
One little note I hadn't thought of was spotted lanternfly. It's like it looked pink, but now it looks orange on yours on the first
I
page.
changed it. Yeah, I
Okay.
changed it to be orange.
Nice. I thought
But-
maybe on the second page you could orange it again, the word spotted
Mhm.
lanternfly, to sort of
Good
pull it back.
catch.
And
Yeah, I
maybe
debated-
even, I don't know if it needs another box around it, but like make
I
sure
debated
that
putting it
this,
in a little box.
yeah, I don't know
so
if it'll
that
be
it's
too many
clearer.
boxes or not, but something like containing spotted lanternfly separately.
Hmm.
For us, it's easy to know, but it might not be for people who've never heard of it before.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a little orange box if it.
Get too busy. And then I just on the nitpicky side, I thought maybe herbicide tips, the words right there could be a little bit bigger
Mm-hmm.
too.
These up.
I thought it looked great, and yeah, looks very professional. Great information in here.
Yeah, I got to work. Some of this formatting is not.
Yeah, that's a good
Same.
idea. Anytime text can be bigger, it should be.
Mhm. Yeah, it needs some work, but if we can improve the text,
I
we
would
can
like
do
to
the final
entertain a
tweaking.
motion for approval of the text.
Second.
Well, I'm
Right.
gonna let you first. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the text.
I
Mary-
second it.
Marion seconds it. Okay, all right. Any discussion? Any further discussion? This looks great, Ally. Well
Well,
done.
thank you guys. I
Well
really appreciate
done.
all the help crafting this. I hope this is helpful to people in the community.
I think it's really, I think it will be, because it's like you see it and it's like, I don't know what to do. It's is it my tree? It's on the fence. It's growing through the fence. Anyway, I think people do want to do something, and I think this is very helpful. Okay,
I'll delete this thing that says final text, but just it'll be a reminder for those of us working in the document not to edit any of the text.
all right,
To do a roll call vote.
Yep, yeah, on the motion to approve the content, we're going to go to, I'm just going to do it as I see it. Marion.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Yes.
wait. So I have to
Oh.
make a new, wait, huh?
No, I'm just saying, we're doing a roll call now.
Okay, yes.
Yes. So on that motion, Marion, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay. Vanessa,
Yay.
Leah,
Yes.
okay, Michael,
Yes.
Dorothy,
Yes.
Kala,
Yes.
Tori, yes. Yay. Round of applause. Very, very nice.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so I can
Oh.
try and do some of that cleanup after the meeting so we can get it ready to go right in the new year. Stop
Okay.
sharing.
All right, UFC overview and startup question answering. All right, that's,
I have that up and I can,
could you?
do we have time for a question today?
I think we do. It's 6:08. I don't have anything to report on the green line, unfortunately. Okay.
All right, I think this is our next question, number 10. Is there anything the committee is obligated to do each year? Which I think is a really good question. And I don't know if I know the answer. We have to host Arbor Day.
Yes.
This makes
And
me
this
think
can be-
about the reappointment question that came up earlier.
Mm.
Do we have to meet a certain number of times, or is that taken care of elsewhere?
I don't know if the ordinance specifies, but it's probably like, it is expected in what we do, so meet monthly is a good idea.
Yeah, so our existence lies within the tree preservation ordinance, right? And that's not just us. That's a statewide, not a statewide thing.
No, it's just Somerville.
Oh, aren't we? We're so special.
Part of the ordinance does say that there's certain things that the city does that we need to inform the UFC. So I don't know if that's a part of like maybe that's a good reason for having to meet monthly, but reporting tree removal permits to you is part of the obligation of the ordinance, as is informing you of certain things, but now I can't remember what else.
So the tree warden needs to, well, management of all trees, public rights of way on city property, granting or denying.
And also if we want to link, I think in this new, where'd it go?
There we are.
Why can't I click on it? With the other one, I linked to the specific line in the ordinance, and I thought that was a helpful way. But now I wonder if it's because this is too small. There we go.
Hey.
So is there a line that said definitions? Scroll down.
Tree warden.
Purpose, duties.
I wonder if we should maybe also just include this language as part of the document.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think this whole section has got some good
Yeah, that could be an intro.
meatiness to it.
Yeah.
Duties. And this might, yeah, we'll see. Oops.
Knowledge and awareness of the trees, developing, maintaining a website. Is that?
I will work on the formatting of this because it did not copy over nicely. But this is section, copy that just for reference. Yeah, so these are all the things that we are obligated to do. Just a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, this is very guiding.
Yeah.
Developing.
And
Yep.
seeing this one is developing and maintaining a noteworthy tree program. So we're on track with the conversation we were having today.
That's right. Educational materials for best management practice.
Practice and teach. Wow, look at this. We're doing so much good. Supporting city staff during Arbor Day celebrations. All right, so that can strike that from up there. I think we probably also just started brainstorming everything that was actually in this document. So it's great that we've thought about this before. Yeah, regular reports on the status of the city's urban canopy.
Tree warden.
Mm-hmm. So I think what that actually covers everything except for the commission reappointments, because that's a new thing.
Right.
I'm going to delete all of that and then see if I can tweak this formatting later. All right, well, I think we've answered a question. Yes. Next item. Unless
Good.
there's any questions or anything else that we think we should be obligated to do, because I think this list is also just a, we're not committing to anything by writing it in this document, but if there's anything else we think we should be doing on an annual basis, this is a open forum.
Would you be able to scroll down? Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to sort of see the
Stop.
incentives tree.
For the developing and maintaining a website,
Good question.
do we also have like developing, maintaining guidance? Or
I think it's probably like a combo of this one and then developing educational materials regarding best management practices for tree care.
Oh, okay.
Which would probably fall. And then considering and recommending incentives. Oh, that's different.
For
Oh,
tree
okay, I think that
planting and
covers it.
maintenance. Is H the last one on the?
Yeah,
And
what is
then-
H referring to with its upon request of the applicant?
That's for the private tree removal permit process. So
So do we need to say
people,
tree removal applicant there?
sure. It'll be
Well,
clear-
this is
more clear.
language. This is
Directly
precise
from
language
the
from the
guidance.
ordinance.
Yeah, we're just referencing a document that is our legal, like this is our guidance. But if there's anything like we can add in addition to this for our reference. I know these are funky, Vanessa. I was gonna untab everything so it goes back to being the normal ones because I don't want to do different numbering than what the ordinance did.
You see
But I
me
realize that it
playing
is.
around in there. Okay.
I realize that it is very confusing at the moment. But I think let's see if I do this. We want to start with the numbers. Nope. All right. Anyways, I'll do that later.
All right, look at us.
Accomplishing things.
Yeah, Dorothy, again, thank you for starting this document. She might be in her bonsai world right now,
Mhm.
so.
Thanks for keeping working on it. It's good.
Oh, oh,
I'm learning a lot.
yeah, so are we. Okay, species planting, moving on to the next item, species selection and planting protocol. Our SAP committee. I have not called a meeting.
We are continually delinquent,
Yes.
but we have a long list of things to do.
New Year is coming. Greening the green line. I make a promise to follow up on this in the new year because there is definitely a lot of progress we can make on this. And when I talked to Katiana, I think you guys have been talking internally. Pisa, Vanessa, have you? On how we can, like, what's the protocol for getting the community involved and how we figure this out. And of course, there are questions that we do need follow up on. And I said I was going to do it, and I haven't. But I do you happen to have any information? Oh,
I
got a
do.
report. Hey.
Yeah, a little bit of information. So the handoff has not happened yet. At some point, the maintenance will turn over from MBTA to the DPW. It's not happened yet. We expect soon, but I don't have a date or timeline expectation. There was city staff told the GLX team that about the seed not taking and to reseed a while ago. And we assume that they did it, but it didn't take again. I don't know, but it seems unlikely that they're going to do any more. So the next greening steps will have to wait until the city is actually in charge of the property. Whatever does happen is going to have to be something that DPW can maintain. So limited currently in capacity and complicatedness. Just a lot of the areas have really steep slopes that are hard to maintain. There's definitely restrictions, like we've talked about before, with how tall vegetation can be. Notably, there are restrictions to putting trees in a lot of the areas, most of the areas of the new green line community path because of the distance to the tracks. So there are rules for the MBTA. But that being said, like, we all want more. We want it to be nicer and greener. And we don't know exactly how to get there. But we are PSF folks have been looking at where there may be opportunities for art projects or planting projects. So right now there's just looking at opportunities, and that's like full stop, but it's sort of the first step of a process of how do we have more, and how do we have community involved? How do we make sure it's being done in a maybe regulated is not the right word, but in a way that can be maintained and tracked and safely, because the soil is quite potentially contaminated and dirty. So things are happening, at a snail's pace, but people are trying to make some headway very slowly. I think that answered some of the questions you'd asked a few months ago, but
Right,
if
if
there's
there's
other
any,
questions.
right, what if they failed on their deliverable,
Yeah.
I guess twice.
Well, it's hard to prove one way or the other. So
Yeah.
I think that ship has sailed.
Yep. I feel like I remember, like, some of their slope, you know, some of the diagrams of the slopes, I thought they had shrubs and trees on some of them, but this was a few years ago. I don't know if I'm misremembering. But if the message is we are where we are now and we're figuring out a path forward that DPW signs off on, PSUF is aware of that, and whatever the community process is. So it's kind of like we're starting from where we are, right? Starting from
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you for getting that information. That's
Mhm.
thank you. Okay, greening the green line. And okay, Somerville most wanted weeds.
I think that's another ongoing.
Yeah,
That's been pretty stagnant for a while, and I think the like kind of roadblock we ran into was that like we weren't like not enough people submitted photos for all of the plants. But I can look into finding like stock photos. I'm just not sure if like free like licensable photos will have all of the like species of plants that we want.
Yeah, I think iNaturalist might be Creative Commons, which could probably be
Okay.
a good place to start.
I did not know that.
I might be making it up then.
I can look into that and see.
And
Awesome, thank you.
Tala, prioritize your school, okay? Firstly, but is this something you investigated with Canva? Is that the format you're?
Yeah, and I have it. It's designed like it's been designed. There's just like blank spots where like the photos of all the species should be.
Well, if you need support, you know, or you want it, you can throw some of our names on there, emails, as long as it's sub quorum. If that's helpful to you at all. But again, enjoy your vacation and
I will since I'm going on break soon, so I can I'll have some more downtime and I think I can send out an email and work on it.
There was some website, I can't remember, where I found a bunch of photos for random like insects for the urban forest management plan, and it wasn't all like you had to cite sources, but I think you can just put that on the flyer. So there's definitely places where people take photos of things that aren't maybe commonly taken in more scientific purposes. I'll try to think and remember where that was and send it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
To the extent that they're things that, I mean, well, it's the wrong season now, but I have still in my files some photos and I have taken some, but like also like depending on when we put this out, like we could also create our own. It's around. If it's most wanted, it's for a reason. It's all over.
right.
Yeah, because I do love the idea of all the photos being in Somerville. And I think if we just grant ourselves another year to work on this, I think it's a trade-off. It's like if we want to finish it sooner, we can use stock photos. And if we want to use all Somerville photos, we can, make an effort of doing it throughout the next growing season.
I figure by like May or June at the most, we should have ample exemplars of all of these if we just put our minds to it, like in terms of taking pictures of them.
Yeah.
And if it's true, if iNaturalist is Creative Commons, we can probably find them all in Somerville
Oh, I see what you're saying.
because there's so many.
Well, the thing too about iNaturalist is you can like everything is posted by users. Like I contribute to iNaturalist too. I just don't do plants. I only do insects.
Mm.
And I know, what a nerd. But we can like probably text the people, especially if we know who they are, but we might be able to, I don't actually know, I haven't, but I think you may be able to message people and just ask them. So like if you have a particularly attractive photo of whatever.
That's a great idea.
I live in Weed Central and I take pictures regularly, but I haven't been systematically collecting photography of everything.
All right.
And
Well, it sounds like
Claire
collective.
O'Neill could very much be a resource too.
Hmm.
I mean, she's all over. All over here, all over the fells. So, okay. Jobs. Moving on to
Oh
the next
yeah.
item.
I looked at jobs and I didn't see anything, but I looked at sorry, I'm just scanning one more time. I looked at RFPs and it looks like the horticulturalist position is up. So I thought we could
Oh.
review that. It looked like it is due January 23rd. And Vanessa, if you have more info or are able to speak more eloquently, by all means.
So this is for the horticulturalist contract to have someone or some ones help with weeding and maintaining areas that are more complicated plantings. I forget what all the parks are, but off the top of my head, Chucky Harris Park, Quincy Street Open Space,
I know there was a list.
part of
Sorry for scrolling.
Conway.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. The pollinator demonstration garden we see, Henry Hansen. Some of these are brand new parks. Hoyt Sullivan. Ken Kelly Park is the name of the future 217 Somerville Avenue site. So that will go into this contract, not this year. Actually, I think next year after it's finished.
Gosh, who decided on that name? Is that the
Memorialization Committee.
Memorialization Committee? We got to get Gina Folia. We got to get a park named after her. Okay, I got a to-do list.
Yeah, so lots of different parks. And it's like I didn't read the full last version of the thing, but I think it's 5 different like touch points throughout the year. To like do cleanup and maintenance, all with the pollinator action plan in mind. So leaving the leaves, maybe not in the very front of the beds and cleaning up the pathways, but leaving the leaves in the back and leaving tall stems and I forget what else, but there's pollinate, like Allison and Meg worked on this with pollinator action brain.
Vanessa, is this a new thing or is this something that's been around for a while?
We had a horticultural contract before, so this is the second iteration. The last one, we'd had it for 3 years, so we had to go back out to bid. This one is slightly modified to include more parks and also to have more of the pollinator, clear definition of like pollinator friendly actions.
And who
Where
was
it was a
the
little more vague before. The last company, Tori, what was I from forgetting? Pemberton, yeah, thank you, Pemberton.
This is amazing, just because it's lining up with the pollinator action plan and that this is obviously hard worked, and I went to Quincy Street the other day and I'm just, oh, it's just barren. There's just nothing there. All the milkweed is gone. It's like, yeah, it's pretty sad. So I know who I'm going to share this with, a Cambridge company. Raw, I'm going to share it with Henry Goldfarb and see if
Oh, cool.
Cambridge, all gardens,
Let
they,
let him
Right.
know I might be interested in doing a little work with him if he needs additional personnel.
well, I think that's quite possible. Anyway, this is, yay.
Mhm.
We're getting closer.
So we
Okay.
tried this big website in the chat, and if you just scroll down, it's the second bid number, and there's some links here, but it is due, January 23rd. So
Okay. I'll send,
it'll
I'll get,
come right up.
okay. Okay.
And to others, the point of us reviewing the RFP and open jobs list is to, for all of our benefit and for us to share with anyone we know. So spread the
Yes.
word in however you see fit.
Oh, okay. I'm noticing time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Leah,
Cruising.
for digging into that, and Allison and Megan, you said? Vanessa?
Meg. It's
Meg.
not short for anything. Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving along. I promise we're not going to go much more over time. Just, I think all we have to do is to approve minutes. Oh, okay.
I
Are
think you can do a roll
people
call for both at the same time.
for both at the same time? Do people feel comfortable? The minutes would be for November and October. Okay. I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve. I just think, I don't think a
Seconded.
chair can make a motion, so that's why I,
Michael, you have to make the motion.
Oh, motion to approve.
Second,
motion to approve October and November. Roll call, we have Marion,
yes.
myself, yes. Vanessa,
Yes.
Leah,
Yes.
Michael,
Yay.
Dorothy.
I'm abstaining. I was not at one of those meetings.
Okay. Calla,
Yes,
is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Six. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Minutes are approved. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. All right, good people. Have a
Thanks,
great
everyone.
winter break. I'll see you on the
Bye.
year.
Happy New Year.
Everyone.
Happy
Happy New Year.
holidays.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.